internal combustion engines, and combustion process in SI and CI engines, and knocking phenomena in SI and CI engines, important properties of a fuel, and design of a combustion chambers in SI and CI engines. First of all, what is meant by internal combustion engines and external combustion engines? Okay, what is meant by internal combustion engines means where the combustion happens inside the cylinder is known as internal combustion engine. Okay, most of the people, the what is the misconception is that if the combustion happens inside the cylinder is known as internal combustion engine. But actually, what is meant by internal combustion engines means if the combustion happens inside the cylinder, where heat energy and mechanical energy produces inside the cylinder is known as internal combustion engine. Okay, I will give you one example. With the help of this example, you can understand how the internal combustion engines happens. Suppose if you take a bottle, here in the bottle your matchstick is there. That matchstick, the sun rays falls on your matchstick head. Okay, that matchstick gets lightened. When it is lightened, that whatever the cold air is there, that cold air is converting into the hot air. When the cold air is converting into the hot air means that air is gets heated up, and when the air is gets heated up it gains kinetic energy. Whenever it gains kinetic energy, air tries to gets expand. Whenever it tries to expand, that means heat energy is converting into the pressure energy. That pressure energy will act on a cork of a bottle, and it will rushes out the cork, and that means because of that heat energy is converting into the mechanical energy. Okay, here the example is that the top of the piston you are producing heat energy, and crankshaft you are getting mechanical energy. That means here you are getting heat energy and mechanical energy inside the cylinder is known as internal combustion engines. Okay, whenever you're coming to the external combustion engines, combustion happens outside the cylinder. Outside the cylinder means you are producing heat energy somewhere and you are getting mechanical energy somewhere. You are producing heat energy in the boiler and you are producing mechanical energy in the turbine. That means you are producing heat energy in one device and you are getting mechanical energy in other device. That means heat energy and mechanical energy you are not producing in one location. That is known as external combustion. Best example is our home. In our home you are seeing that is a combustion is happens you are getting that is external combustion engine. Now I will give one example to the external combustion engine with help of this example. Okay, suppose if you take a bottle, this bottle is fitted with a cork. That inside in the bottle is filled with a air, cold air, and when you dip it into the bottle into the hot water, this hot water, because of the dip it into the hot water, that air gets heated up. Because of the air is converting into the air gets heat energy, and this heat energy is converting into the mechanical energy. And because of this heat energy is converting into the mechanical energy. That means here the combustion happens because of the heating work, because air gets heated up only because of the hot water. This type of combustion is known as external combustion engine. Already I given you one example. You are producing heat energy in the boiler, you are developing mechanical energy in the turbine. Okay, that type of example is known as external combustion engine. Okay, first what is the internal combustion engines and external combustion engine? Our reciprocating piston engines and working fluid as a petrol, and working fluid as a diesel engines, and next one is our gas turbines and rockets. These are comes under the internal combustion engines, and our steam power plant, solar power plants, nuclear power is comes under the external combustion engines. And next one, the IC engines are actually you can use this IC engines. Small IC engines will be exist and largest IC engines will be exist. Okay, this is one of the smallest IC engine, And next one is this is the largest IC engine, that is a RTA 96C turbocharged two-stroke diesel will in Finland used in the container ships. And alternatives are alternatives of IC engines. It is a hydrogen fuel cells and solar vehicles and nuclears. These are the alternatives of the IC engines. And the next we will discuss about the combustion process happens in SI engines, and how the knocking phenomena happens. Okay, first of all, what is meant by combustion means? Combustion means the air in SI engines, the air and fuel mixture enters into the cylinder in suction process, and after this and enters at that time the piston is moving from TDC to BDC. At that time the inlet valve opens, and whenever the piston approaching from BDC to TDC, that valve gets closed. In this process, the air and fuel mixture gets heated up. In that process, at the end of the compression stroke, you are giving electrical spark, some external source. Okay, that air gets entire air is gets heated up. Its heat energy it will act on your piston. Because of this, the piston will going down to TDC to BDC. We are getting mechanical energy, and this is the process happens in working of a four-stroke SI engine. And today we will discuss outlines of the combustion process in SI engines. What is the stages of combustion is? First stage is there is three stages are there. First stage is ignition lag, and second stage is a flame propagation, and third stage is a afterburning. First of all, what is meant by ignition lag? In ignition lag means whenever you are initiating the electrical spark, the spark initiation, whenever you are giving electrical spark, at that time the spark initiation takes place, but that entire air and fuel will mixture will not burn off at a time. It takes some time. That time is called as a ignition lag. That means the pressurized against the motoring curve is known as a ignition lag. Now I will quote some example. Suppose if you are sending a air into the room, it will not enter in, it will not spread out the air at a time. Okay, it takes some time. That means that time is known as a that ignition lag. Okay, like this happens, it is in the ignition lag means it takes some time for the ignition, that is known as ignition lag. And what is the next stage is that flame propagation. What is meant by flame propagation means, okay, that entire air and fuel mixture it gets heat energy, and after this what happen means the flame starts propagating. When the flame starts propagating from spark plug location to the, and it is reaching to the pistons, approaching to the piston, this is known as a flame propagation. This is the second stage. And in this process, okay, the air and fuel mixture gets thoroughly mixed. Whenever it is thoroughly mixed, okay, there is no unburnt gases in will be, it will be unburnt, it will not be any unburnt gases is there. And what is the final stage is afterburn. Suppose if some molecules are escaping from that, these escaping molecules are tries to burn off when the piston is approaching from BDC TDC to BDC. At that time, whatever the unburned gases are there, they are burned. That is known as a afterburn. Okay, these are the main stages of the combustion in SI engines. First stage is the ignition lag, second stage is a flame propagation, and third stage is a afterburn. And what how the knocking is happens in SI engine? It is a knocking is a one of the disadvantage of any SI engine. Okay, how the knocking is happens means because of some unknown reasons, because of some carbon deposits, because of the high temperature of the combustion valve. At that time, the piston is moving from BDC to TDC. Some of because of the auto ignition, because of the some pre-ignition points, that whatever the carbon deposits is there, that carbon deposits will get set heat energy, that it is flame is propagating in opposite direction to the actual direction of the flame. Okay, and these two are collide with each other. and it gives like a big bang sound. That big bang sound is known as a knocking. Okay, this is a in this manner the knocking is happens in SI engines. And next one is the how the combustion process happens in CI engine and how the knocking is happens in CI engine. First of all, what is the stages in combustion in CI engine? First stage is a ignition delay, and next one is the period of rapid combustion, and next one is the period of controlled combustion, and next one is a afterburn. Okay, that is SI combustion process is in SI engine is different and combustion process in CI engine is different. Here in SI engine, the flame propagation is there. Here there is no flame propagation. Here only is a rapid controlled combustion or uncontrolled controlled combustion and uncontrolled combustion. Okay, there is a ignition lag. Here it is a ignition delay. That's why in combustion stages in CI engine is first stage is a ignition delay. Okay, that ignition delay means that it takes some time for the ignition, and that air is gets heated up when at that time because of the compression the air gets heated up. And next stage next thing is the you are injecting the fuel. Whenever you are injecting the fuel, that fuel molecules, it takes some time for atomization and vaporization, and after that atomization and vaporization it mixes with the air. It takes some time, that is known as ignition delay. And next one is that after this that air and fuel molecules gets heated up, and after that there is more air and fuel molecules are there. It takes some time for that. There is a rapid combustion is happen. Some molecules will burn very quickly and some molecules will not burn very quickly, and that is known as uncontrolled combustion. That means combustion is not in your hands. And after that, once it is that, because this is the cylinder walls gets heated up, and this, whatever the fuel molecule will reaches to the combustion chamber, and that fuel molecule immediately will burn up. That is known as a controlled combustion. And after this, some molecules some tries to escape from that unburnt molecule will burn off when the piston is approaching from TDC to VDC. That is known as afterburning. Okay, this is the stages of a combustion is in the CI engines. And next thing is that how the knocking phenomena happens in a CI engine. And in CI engine, suppose if the ignition delay is more, just I will give you one example related to the ignition delay. If the ignition delay increases, what happens? If the ignition delay increases, that more and more fuel accumulation will be happens inside the cylinder. These all fuel molecules will burn off at a time. Whenever it burns off at a time, it will liberate more and more amount of heat energy. It will create some pressure on a piston walls and cylinder walls, and finally it gives like a big bang sound. This is known as a knocking. This leads to the knocking in CI engines. And next one is that what is the factors affecting the knocking SI and CI engines? First of all, these are the main factors: ignition temperature, self-ignition temperature, fuel compression ratio, inlet temperature, inlet pressure, speed, cylinder size, and combustion valve temperature. If the self-ignition temperature should be high for a SI engine and it should be low for a CI engine. Why it is high? If the self-ignition temperature is low for SI engine, the that fuel will burn immediately. When the fuel will burn immediately, that automatically it reaches from one end to the other end very quickly, and there is a knocking will be happens. And whereas in the CI engines, it should be very low. That means when the fuel self-ignition temperature is very high, suppose if it is very high, that the compression temperature it will not reach, it will not burn off the fuel, and it takes more time. Whenever it is taking more time, the fuel accumulation will be increases. When the fuel accumulation will be increases, entire all fuel molecules will burn off at a time. It leads to the knocking. That's why it is automatically it leads to the delay period of a fuel. And next one is the compression ratio. Compression ratio increases, that air and fuel molecules temperature will be increases. When the temperature is increases, automatically the knocking will be happens. And same thing, this is the inlet pressure and temperatures and the cylinder size. When the cylinder size is increases, the flame front propagation will be increases. And the flame front propagation is increases, okay, knocking will come to picture. And next one is the combustion wall temperature. When the combustion wall temperature, if it is high, that ignition delay will be decreases. And the ignition delay will be decreases, ignition lag will be decreases, and the ignition lag will be decreases, automatically knocking will comes to picture. Okay, these are the some of the factors affecting the knocking related to the SI and CI engines. And next one is that, okay, how to you are reduce the knocking, and how you can reduce the knocking. Okay, that means you can reduce the knocking. It is one of, finally what we are doing is you are increases the efficiency of engine, you are reducing the knocking. And another manner is you are increasing the efficiency is what type of fuel you are using, what are the properties of a fuel you have. That fuel properties we should be have volatile nature and detonation characteristics, power and efficiency, starting and warm up, sulfur contents, cleanliness, and gum contents. Volatile nature of a fuel. That means the fuel should be easily evaporate. That means that air is a gaseous state and the fuel is in the liquid state. Suppose if the fuel is not vaporizes, if it is in a still it is in a liquid state, there is there is no chance of, there is no mixing of liquid and gas. That's why what we are doing is we have to vaporize the fuel. That means the fuel should have one property. That property is known as, the fuel should be vaporized. That is known as volatile nature. And next one is the detonation characteristic. That means whatever the fuel you are selecting, that fuel should have anti-knocking properties. Anti-knocking properties, that is you are increases the anti-knocking properties by adding a tetraethyl lead and tetramethyl lead. And this is depending upon the fuel. And power and efficiency of engine. That means whenever you are using as a fuel, that fuel will immediately burn off. It will liberates high amount of heat energy, and whenever it liberates high amount of heat energy is converting into the mechanical energy. Whenever this engine will be increases, this engine power will be increases, efficiency will increases. And next one is the easy to start and easy to warm up. Whenever you are starting a bike, it should be easy to start. Whenever it should be easy to warm up. That means that engine gets heated up. Otherwise, that means you have to send rich fuel. And sulfur content. Whenever you are using as a sulfur content, the sulfur content should be low. Whenever the sulfur content should be high, it reduces the self ignition temperature of a fuel. And whatever the fuel you are using, that fuel should be very clean. And next one is it should not form any carbon deposits. The fuel it contains of hydrocarbons. That because of the very high temperatures, that carbon molecules are sticks to the cylinder walls. Because of sticking nature, because during compression process it attains some temperature, and this will lead to the knocking. That's why whenever you are selecting a fuel, it should be contains these properties. And next one is that your you are maintaining the engine parameters, that is compression ratios and engine speed, engine temperature, engine size, and as well as you are maintaining the fuel properties. That fuel you are selected as that type of fuel, such type of fuel. That fuel it is a volatile easily started at warm up and volatile nature, and it should it should be low sulfur content, and it is an anti-knocking property. And at the same time, that how you are designing a combustion chamber. Okay, this combustion chamber design is also plays a very important role. That's why you are designing a combustion chamber. When you design a combustion chamber in a such a way that it should be, you should not form any knocking in SI and CI engines. Okay, this is a combustion chambers in one is SI engines and CI engines. There is actually T type of head and L type of head and I type of head. What is the difference of T type of head is, okay, the T type of head you have to operate two camshaft and it takes more time and for the combustion process. That's why this is because of this it leads to the knocking. That's why change we change it to the another one, and finally now we are using as a hi-hat type. This hi-hat type only these two are operated with a single camshaft, and the spark plug is located exactly middle. When the spark plug is exactly located in middle, when the spark initiation takes place, it reaches to the corner. It is on time, and whenever it reaches on time, the entire fuel, air and fuel mixture will burn off quickly and it will produce as high heat energy, and this heat energy is converting into the mechanical energy. And that means finally what I am going to say is you are you are maintain the engine proper engine parameters, compression ratios, cylinder dimension, and you are maintain all these things very properly, and you are selecting a good type of fuel, and at the same time you design a combustion chamber in a such a way that it is increases the efficiency. Okay, this is a this is I want to explain to you. This is related to the first three units of a thermal engineering one. This is a brief introduction to the SI and CI internal combustion engines. This is the outlines of a thermal engineering one. Thank you. Thank you.